Welcome everyone to our Monday night shiur today. We have a lot to speak about, so we have to get straight on the road. Tonight is Tet Shevat, the 9th of Shevat. Tomorrow night is Yud Shevat, it's the Hilulah, of Moreno Rabbeinu Harashash HaKadosh, Rabbeinu Shalom, Mizrahi Didi Yashar Abi, Ben Rebbe Yitzchak. And also the Hilulah of the 6th Lubavitcher Rebbe. The one that's the father-in-law of the current, of the 7th Rebbe.
The last one.
Yeah, so it's whoever could make it to the oil tomorrow night, or in the morning. It's not as packed as it when the
Wednesday morning.
Yeah, it's not as packed as it is for the 7th Rebbe.
Yeah.
But when the 6th Rebbe, the Tzaddik's Neshama is on the kever, so it's a big time to go and daven for Yeshu'ah, the bracha, and open your eyes in the Torah to show you the ti'imah, the taste of the Torah. Like the Orach Chaim HaKadosh said in Parashat Kitavo, I believe. If human beings would know the pleasure in learning Torah, they would run after it, like they would run after air.
Money.
To that extent, here at Kitavo. So tomorrow night is the Hilulah of the Rashash HaKadosh, so we're going to talk about him tonight. That way we're going to be ready for tomorrow night. Okay? And second of all, we promised to give a shiur on Shabbat. The rabbi was giving a shiur in Sudah Shalishit. He already started to discuss some Kavanot on Mikveh. So I'm going to give you the whole thing right now.
Breakdown.
And the background on the board. You can write it down, take a picture. There's a lot to understand, of course. It's not going to be that easy, but when you go to the Mikveh, you could already have something in mind. I'm not going to get into the halachic aspect. Could one have Kavanah in a Mikveh? That's already a different aspect. But we're going to deal with the Kavanot. This is not a halacha shiur. And the last thing we're going to talk about, of course, is some things on Shovavim. Actually, we're going to start with that. But also tonight and tomorrow morning, especially tomorrow morning, is a big Segula. The Hasidim, HaMekubalim, they revealed that the Parashat Beshalach, which is the Shemot Va'erabo Beshalach, the 4th week of Shovavim, is the most powerful week. In the book Mechammadei Shamayim, I've mentioned this before, by Rabbi Ya'ish Korini, a big Temani Mekubal Tzaddik, he writes that Parashat Beshalach is the strongest week for the Tikkun Shovavim, this week. That's why you're going to see Chas v'Shalom, but sometimes people get very hard tests in this week of the Shovavim. Specifically this week, the Yetzer Hara wants to make you fall. And Rabbi Ya'ish Korini saw that on Shabbat, he was taking in a dream. It was Parashat Beshalach, and he opened up the Sefer Torah, and it was Ad Yashir Moshe, and as he was reading, the letters were flying out, and there was like a huge shefa coming down from Shamayim. And he writes, this week, if a person wants to make Tikkun, out of all the weeks, this is the week to do it. And this Friday, 1:30 over here. Not 3:30 like we did last time, but 1:30 over here. We're going to do our ta'anit. We did one already. This is going to be our second one. The last one we're going to do in the last week, Tetzaveh. That's the end of the 8th week. But this week, 1:30, don't forget to take upon yourself to fast. Thursday night. Thursday afternoon in Mincha. And then Thursday and Friday morning, we come here 1:30, Anenu of the Rashash and everything. It's a big thing.
So
Thursday afternoon. Thursday afternoon and Mincha time, you're going to take upon yourself. Say, in Mincha time, before you say Oseh Shalom, say, I make a neder tomorrow, to fast tomorrow, from the morning until Kiddush, until Arabi.
Whole Friday.
Yeah, whole Friday, like usual. Like this you have to say in Mincha before. Okay? Any questions, you could call me, okay? I want to see everyone here 1:30, especially this week. And also there's the Hakafot we do on Friday night, so it's also not to be missed. But Rebbe Menachem Mrimnov, he was the student, I believe, of the Baal Shem Tov. He writes that in Parashat Beshalach, we have 3 big events. The first one is what? Az Yashir Moshe. We all know Az Yashir Moshe, the Gemara and Masechet Sotah says, and also in other places, that a person's marriage is as hard as the opening of the sea. So therefore, getting the aliyah, or doing special mitzvot in this week of Az Yashir Moshe, is especially misugal for zivug. Second thing, we have Parashat Haman, the Parashat of the Man, the 6th Aliyah, 4th, I believe. And then, in Parashat Haman, we know that it's a big Segula every day to read Parashat Haman. Every day. I think in some Ashkenazi Sidurim, they have it in the right before, Parashat Haman. Sfaradi Sidurim, it's not there. Why? The Ari said not to say it before Tefillah, say it after. So therefore they excluded it out of the Sidurim. But people like me, who of course we all trust in Hashem for our Parnasa, we try to read Parashat Haman, the Parashat Haman, every day. Every single day. There's 2 big Segulot that I do to get Parnasa. One is I try to read Parashat Haman every day.
And give tzedakah.
Every day. Tzedakah, that's a mitzvah d'oraita. That's a mitzvah. It's a Segula. Second thing, I read Ketoret from the klaf. From the klaf. Those are 2 big Segulot for Parnasa Torah. The Shefar klaf is the scroll. No. Yeah, not the leather. Yeah, not leather. The inside of the skin, the klaf. So that's 2 big Segulot Parnasa. But tomorrow morning specifically, Rabbi Menachem Mrimnov wrote to light a candle in his name, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Mrimnov, and to say Parashat Haman, Mrimnov. Say Parashat Haman, Shnayim Mikra, V'achat Targum. We're going to send the reading in the chat. We're going to send the reading in the chat.
Morning or night?
In the morning you should read
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow. After Shacharit, right away read the Segula of Parashat Haman, Yom Shilishi, which is Az Yashir Moshe. And also on Shabbat, the Musif is going to also be Parashat Haman. The Musifim is going to be Parashat Haman. So we're going to make a couple of Musifim. The Man, everything, the Bracha should be in the Man. The Man was from Shammai 40 years in the desert. They didn't use the bathroom. 40 years. The Man went inside and was totally nivla in their bodies. So tonight and tomorrow, that's why I also didn't want to push off the shiur to mention this Segula. Everybody should take part of this Segula to read Parashat Haman tomorrow after Shacharit. Okay? That's for that. That's for the Segula of Rabbi Menachem Mrimnov. Now, I forgot to say the Hakdashot. Our shiur is the Ilun Nishmat Rena Bat Esther Baruch Ben Yocheved Olga La'atzlachat Yosef Chaim Ben Devorah and Rivka Bat Devorah. Also, La'atzlachat Mishpachat Shimonov, Yisrael Ben Asher, Michal Bat Chana, and their kids, Yosef Chaim, Abigail, Tamar, Elisheva. May they all have beracha, hatzlacha, parnasa tova, yeshuot gedolot. B'zchut Moreno Rabbeinu Harashash. And today's also a big hilula of the big Bukharian rabbis in Shrat Bukhari, Rabbi Avraham Aminov. Rabbi Avraham Aminov was I think he was also called Talmudi. He learned in the yeshiva of Mekubalim with the Sadeh. He was a very big tzaddik in Mekubal. He was in Shkunat Bukhari. He was so light a candle when you get home. Rabbi Avraham Aminov was a very big tzaddik. Now I want to read you something, guys, before we're going to get to the Rashash. It's from the Shnai Mikra V'Achat Targum. You see this book over here, it's called Chok L'Yisrael. I also bought it in English in the back where Ariel is sitting over there. That's the Chok L'Yisrael in English. The Ari HaKadosh says that every day, the Ari HaKadosh says in Parashat Ekev, in Shara Mitzvot, that every day a person has to read Chumash, Nevi'im, Ketuvim, Mishnah, Gemara, Zohar, Halakha, and Musar. It doesn't say Halakha and Musar. I was added in by the Chida later, but every day you have to read a little bit of Chumash, Nevi'im, Ketuvim, Mishnah, and Gemara. Why? We know that we have 4 worlds. Atzilut, right? That's Atzilut is corresponding what letter of Hashem's name? What letter? What? Hashem's name. There's no Aleph there. Huh? Yud. The Yud of God's name. You have the world of Bria. Bria. What letter is that correspond? What's the next letter? A. You have Yitzira, which is going to be Vav. You're off today, doctor. And then you have the last word. Hey. The last world is the world of us. That's our world. You have the last letter. Hey. The Ari says every day it's a new nitzotz. You can't make up for the Torah that you missed yesterday. You can't make up for the limud that you missed yesterday. You can't make up for the mitzvah that you missed yesterday. There's no such kind of thing as making stuff up. But the second you went to sleep, you woke up. I'm a new guy. Elokai neshama should be Torah. That's why, let's say you missed to say Elokai neshama, the halakha. Let's say you forgot, you didn't say Elokai neshama. If you already said Shmona Yisrael, a certain bracha, you can't go back and say Elokai neshama. Which bracha is that? That's
Are they by
Segula.
Torah?
Huh? No. In Shmonai, I'm saying Shmonai. You guys are off today, huh? Which bracha in the Shmona Esrei make Mechayei Hametim? What's Mechayei Hametim? The resurrection of the dead. That means when I say Elokai Neshama, if I said Mechayei Hametim instead,
The same.
it's the same thing. That means you really had Mechayei Hametim every single day, right? So therefore, whatever you missed yesterday, you can never make up. And the Ari says to fill your neshama every day. You have to reach every part of those worlds. How do you do that? When you learn Chumash, you have to have Kavanah that you're fixing the last letter Hey of Hashem's name. When you learn Mishnah, you're fixing the letter Vav. When you learn Gemara, you're fixing the first letter Hey. Gemara is very high. And when you learn Zohar or Kabbalah, Torah Sod, it's Keneged the first letter Yud of Hashem's name. So therefore, in this book, you have a paragraph of everything for every single day of the week, of the year. So in the Musar section, during the Shovavim time, it talks about Shovavim. And we all know the Shovavim is a very auspicious time to fix your brit. Correct? So I want to read you a little bit what he says over here, the Chok Le'Yisrael, about Chok Le'Yisrael that he instituted over here. And we're going to get a little deep insight of what is Shovavim, okay? It says here, Kol HaGaluyot, all the exiles that we're in this 2,000-year exile, in the exile of Paras, the exile of Yavan, the exile of Babel, we're in Edom right now, we're in Edom and Yishmael, right? Because Babel, Iraq, was the head of gold in Daniel's vision. Daniel had a vision, he saw a head of gold. Then after that, he saw the hands of silver. Why there was two hands in his vision? One was Paras, one was Madai. Today they're both called Iran. It's one country. Then he saw a body made of copper. That was Yavan. That made the eyes of Am Yisrael dark.
Green.
And then he saw two legs made of clay and stone. Two legs. One is Edom, one is Yishmael. And then he saw a small rock coming down a mountain and smashes the tzelem, the vision that he sees, this big idol, and the whole thing comes down. And in the vision, Hashem tells him that small rock is Mashiach Tzidkenu. So this is a very big. The vision is corresponding to also Yud Kei Vav Kei. The Yud is Bavel. The first Hey is Paras and Madai. Yavan is the body of copper. And then the last Hey is Edom and Yishmael. Correct? We're right now in the Ekiv. What's the Ekiv? We're in the heels. Now the heels are very important. Why? The whole body stands on the heels. If you don't have the heels, the whole body falls. So even though the previous generations, they were tzaddikim and mekubalim and they made miracles, they were nevi'im, they still need our lowly generation, b'merchaot, to fix the whole thing. That's why in Shamayim they say they're jealous of our generation, the last generation. Why? That we're going to be the ones to take in the last nisotzot to Kedusha. So it says over here, all the galuyot that we went through, we went down to Mitzrayim, levarer nitzotze keri shel Adam Harishon, to fix those drops that came of Adam Harishon. By mistake they came out, not on purpose. By mistake. For 130 years. That's why, how old was Yocheved when she gave birth to Moshe? 130 years old. She corresponded, Moshe was the fixing of that. Correct?
Because of mistake?
Yeah. Because Adam Harishon doesn't make mistakes. When you live for 130 years, you're not supposed to make mistakes. Why they lived for so long? They had the ability to do a lot. Today, if we fast for half a day, from morning till night, we're all shaking like this. We're not going to have our cup of coffee in the morning. What's going to be with me? I know people that fast for 3 days straight.
With break, maybe.
No breaks. And they roll in the snow. And they do Gilgulei shit. You have a lot of power inside of it. A lot. We just don't know how to tap into it because we're raised in the gloves of the glass. Like this we're held. We hold ourselves.
Yeah, materialism.
V'yan ki yardu l'sharim am Hashem memtet shari tuma, since we went down to 49 gates of Tum'ah. הגם על ידי תוקף השעבוד בחומר ובלבלים היו מוצאים את הקדושה. Every time Paro killed them, broke them, made them slaves, they were taking out the ניצות הקדושה. But they kept on putting them back in. How? על ידי עבודה זרה בשוגג, by serving עבודה זרה in מצרים. עם ישראל was doing עבודה זרה over there. Right? They did עבודה זרה. Every time Paro used to give them shateh, they would take out the ניצוצות, the sparks. And then they would do עבודה זרה and put him back inside. Every time, back and forth, back and forth. But Hashem saw, אם היו שרואים עוד רגע, היו מתמאים בשער ה-50. Hashem saw, this generation can't get out of the 50th gate. They're missing a very important ingredient to get out of the 50th gate. So since they're in the 49th gate, I gotta get them out as fast as possible. ולכן דיגלו, that's why they came out early. ועל ידי העגל, but since they did the עגל הזהב, the golden calf, נתחייבו בארבע גלויות. That golden calf was so destructive, it made 4 galuts. 4 galuts it made. בבל, פרס, מדי, יוון, and Edom and Ishmael. ולא נגלו מאבותינו ממצרים. So why did we come out of Mitzrayim? What was our zechut that we came out of Mitzrayim? This is the secret. שהיו גידורים וערווה. They did עבודה זרה, they did all the עבירות. But they didn't do any assimilation. There was no ערווה over there. One thing they kept was the Brit Milah, and we see that in the Torah. Haruveini, Yud-K in his name. Hashimoni, Yud-K in his name. Hashem says, I put my name and their name to prove that there was no Chti-Pti over there. Everything over there was Kasher LaPesach. Alright? Like we have today foil Kasher LaPesach. Back then they were Kasher LaPesach to that extent. Ve'ech ata, says the Chok L'Yisrael, Bal Chok L'Yisrael. Ech ata, how now in our generation? Shalachnu kruvim l'tshuva, we're very close to the end. We have Eretz Yisrael already in our hands. But every time machnisim mitzvot kedusha b'sitra acher, we keep on putting our mitzvot kedusha in the sitra acher. Upogem kama pegamim, and you do a lot of blemishes. Chas v'shalom, not you, the person who's doing it. V'gorem orach hagalut. You are the direct reason. He writes for the continuation of the exile. You are the direct causation of the exile. It's not a correlation. It's causation. Woe is to him that he causes the continuation of the Shekhinah, of the Galut HaShekhinah. Woe is to him that he makes the Olamot in pain. Every day Jews die from this, from that, this, that. Every day it's because of those people who are pogomim in the Zera, in the Brit. Right? Motzi, Zera Levatala. I shouldn't say that, but it's Roshet Tevot Mazal, Mazala. 77, Mazala. Ahal Nafsho! Woe is to that person's neshama shegorem bitul Torah. He makes him do bitul Torah. He makes chilul shemo agadol. Lachen yevosh veikalem. Therefore, he has to be very careful. Yachzur b'tshuva shlema maher. Come back to tshuva, says the Chok L'Yisrael. And he continues. One more thing. He writes over here. He writes, Minhag Yisrael Torah. The minhag of the Jewish people is Torah. We have in halacha something. Let's say we don't know the halacha. Look what the minhag of the people is. If the people keep a minhag, it's a siman, that's the halacha. We have this in halacha. It says over here that hazman hamisugal, the time that is very powerful to take all those mitzotzot, hu b'yemei Shovavim, are in the days of the Shovavim. It's very powerful in these days. Any mitzvah you do, any Tehillim that you read, any Mishnah that you learn, every mitzvah that you do. You know, somebody once told me, and I heard this from a big rabbi too, I can't read Tehillim. I said, why? Bitul Torah. When I read Tehillim, it's like Bitul Torah. I can't read Mishnayot. Why? It's Bitul Torah. I can't change my kids' diapers. Why? It's Bitul Torah. Everything in our generation became, if you're not learning Gemara, it's Bitul Torah. Everything is Bitul Torah in our days. Tehillim, everything is Chas Shalom Bitul Torah. Well, you know what Bitul Torah means? Bitul Torah is if you have a set time to learn Torah. Say a Monday night shiur. If you have mamash, you're not allowed to be mevatel the shiur. You have to come to, if you have a time to learn Torah a day, it's your set time, and you're mevatel that, that's Bitul Torah. Or Chas Shalom, if you go home and instead of learning Torah, if you have free time, you go in Chas Shalom. This is not to say, this is for sure Bitul Torah. You go on Shtuyot to watch. This is Bitul Torah, because a man must preoccupy himself all the time with Torah Gedosha. And if a person learns a page a day, he's going to finish Gemarot. He's going to finish Mishnayot. He's going to finish Humash. He's going to finish Zohars. He's going to finish Etz Chayims. You know, if you read 3 pages of Etz Chayim a day, you finish the whole book in a year.
Give me one.
If you read 3 pages of Etz Chayim a day, you finish the whole book in a year. If you do 7 pages of Gemara a day, you finish the whole Gemara in 1 year. If you read a page a day, 7 years. Could you imagine that, Rabotai? We're sleeping. When I used to go on the train, lo aleinu v'lo al klal Yisrael, when I used to go over there, how proud I was of the Yidden that go on the train with the Gemara, with their Chumash, with the Chukli said, they're sitting there and they're reading. What kind of Kiddush Hashem that is. He says over here, Mi she'oseh tshuva yemim ha'elu, whoever does tshuva in these days, Chukli Yisrael says, lokech be'ado garzen, he has an axe in his hand, v'chotech et ha'klipa, and he rips the klipa into pieces. What kind of tshuva you could do? One last thing about this. And here's the silver lining. What's his name? Abraham. Haba litaken pegam haberit, says the Chukli Yisrael. Im lo nasa isha. If you're not actively looking for a wife, lashav tzaraf tzoref. Whatever you're doing, technically speaking, is for nothing. Wow. Why is that? I'm not done with school. I need to have a house first. Suddenly everybody became Rambamnikim. Why? The Rambam says first make money, buy a house, then buy a wife. For this you follow the Rambam. For everything else you don't follow the Rambam. Suddenly everybody became Sephardim. Or he goes to yeshiva, in the yeshiva world, but all the rabbis scream against this. If you're not 23, in America's yeshiva world, you can't hear about shidduchim. What do you mean? If Chas Shalom, a kid tries to get married 21, 22, kick him out of yeshiva. That's how tough it is over there. Why? He says over here, Leshav amalu borav. You're doing for nothing. What? Ki me'abed olamo nafsho. Uma yiskon gever litam le'meshon. What's the point of you doing fast and Shovavim? Umi ben 20 shana, from the age of 20 years old. Masechet Kiddushin, page 29. From the age of 20, Hashem is waiting for a person. He says to him, when is this Yid gonna get married? And every time he doesn't get married, he's actively not looking. He says, Tipachatz motav. But it says over there, Hashem made Adam. And he called their name Adam. What's their name? Plural or singular? Plural. What does it mean? Hashem made Adam, man and woman. He didn't make her out of the rib. He dissected her from the rib.
Wow.
He made an operation. He put Adam to sleep. Why? Adam was only awake for how many hours? 3-4 hours he was awake? Hashem made him awake, put him to sleep. First Adam saw that first Chava over there, she was Lamed Yud Taf. She was that one, the one who makes all the one I eat. So that one over there, she was not purified enough to be his wife. When did she come back again as his wife? She came back as his wife later.
After the 100.
It's one of our 4 mothers. Her name actually sounds very similar, Leah. Both of them mean the same thing. It means night. That's why the word Leah the name Leah is a tough name. It means night. Ve'einei Leah rakot. There's no eyes by Leah. One of the Kavanot in Shema by the Ari HaKadosh is to open up the eyes of Leah. You gotta open up the eyes. There's a special Havaya over there that's in the shape of eyes. And you have to have that Kavanah to open up the eyes of Leah. It's a very strong name. Bo וראה חזקיהו המלך. Come and see חזקיהו המלך. צדיק וחסיד גדול. Anybody stronger than חזקיהו המלך? חזקיהו המלך. צדיק וחסיד גדול. Everybody in his days were learning Torah. What did the Navi tell him? Met ata velo tichiyeh. You will die and not see olam haba. Why? What did he do? Didn't want to get married. But he saw in Ruach HaKodesh that his kids are going to be Rishaim. Even though Hashem said, that's not up to you. You do your job. Whatever's supposed to come out of you, he has his own free will. Suddenly everybody's a philosopher. Where is the free will? If Hashem knows what I'm going to do, where's the free will? I told him, here's a gun. You're going to shoot yourself. Do you have free will? You have free will. How Hashem makes the free will, that's already up to the infinite to understand. Okay? But how he does it is up to him. You have free will. If Hashem decrees it, it's there. Now we're going to do Kavanot Mikve. Okay? Kavanot Mikve, now what does that have to do with the Rashash? The Rashash HaKadosh passed away very young. He was, I think, in his 50s. He didn't even reach 60. He was very young. He was Temani. His father died when he was a young boy, and he learned Torah Hasod in Haman in Yemen, in a city called Sharab. That's why he's called Sharabi. When he was a young boy, a woman, a mistress, a very influential Arabic seductress, She tried to, get him in the young Jewish boy. He jumped from the window, from the third, fourth floor, and he made a neder as he was jumping. If I'm going to survive this, I'm going to Eretz Israel.
This was where from Morocco?
Teman. And the Rashash said that all of his Kiddusha in Torah Hasod, and he's considered the main Mefaresh of the Ari. Because the Ari HaKadosh, he didn't come up with Kabbalah. Whoever thinks that doesn't know what he's talking about. Before the Zohar, there were books too.
He revealed it.
Sefer HaKaneh, Jikatilia is afterwards.
He revealed it.
Jikatilia is afterwards. Rabbi Yosef Jikatilia. There's Sefer HaKaneh. There's there is big Sefarim. There's Megillat Achimaatz. There's big Sefarim that were before. A lot of them dealt with Tzirufei Shemot. You know what Tzirufei Shemot is? Almost nobody deals with this today. It's the formula of how to get prophecy. But it's scary. You see, the secret of prophecy is that you have to understand you're going to get scared. It's an experience that scares the neshama. Imagine going out in the desert, like the Baba Sali used to do. He used to go for weeks. He used to just walk in the Negev, and his driver used to say, "Rebbe, you take some water with you." So he said, "Don't worry what I'm doing. Just walk. Just walk." Comes back after 3-4 days. So, Rebbe, what happened? Don't ask questions. Don't do nothing. We're going back. I did what I had to do over here. He used to go back. In the Ari HaKadosh's Bet HaKnesset, whoever used to go in used to die.
What?
In the Ari's Bet Knesset, who used to go in used to die. Who used to? I said.
Why?
The Baba Sali said, "Give me the keys. Let me go inside. Let me go inside." The Gabbai said that if you're gonna go in, you're not gonna come out. I'm gonna be He said, "Don't worry. Hold my the gartel. I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna open the hechal. Once I open the hechal, he went inside, opens the hechal. A shin dalet came out. He was not afraid of nothing. Where did those powers come from? When you work on the body, but specifically when you're shomer the brit milah. The brit milah, like a person, this happens sometimes when a person gets married. Suddenly his wife becomes tameh for 2 months. The guy is getting ready 2 days before the mikvah night. It's a boy. Boom. Again. There's cases like that. And it's a build-up in a person. And he's like, okay, you know what? I can't help it. I'm going to do the avera with her. The Gemara says it's easy to seduce a woman, especially if she's your wife. She'll say no, and then she will say yes. A person has to be strong. He cannot go over Isur Nida. How? It hurts him. Take a cold shower. Go for a run.
Ice pack.
Take an ice pack. Roll in the snow. I don't know. There's ways to get rid of it. And a person, you should know, it's a mifchan from Shammai. Hashem is not going to give you the mifchan if you can, but I'm telling you, there is test. Even when you're married, there's test. Every day you come, I have a headache. I have this. I have that. Every day you have a headache. Let's say she lies to you. She said, I had a headache. Then she says, no, I was joking with you. You can't believe her. You can't believe her. She has to give you an amtala. She has to give you a good excuse. She can't just say, I had a headache. I was joking with you. What is this? Let's say you caught her lying. She went to the Mikveh, and you caught her lying. She didn't go to the Mikveh that night. She just said she went. There is halacha and pitchei tshuva. You have to go with her from now on to the Mikveh and wait till she comes out. Until she does major teshuva. It's not serious. It's not things over here. It's a joke over here. That's when you're married. Imagine the test when a person is single. The person has to get ready. He had enough time to have fun. Don't worry. The Ari HaKadosh over here, when he learned the Torah Hasod, his main derech was Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, which is what? The Zohar HaKadosh. There are other books than the Zohar. There's other books. The Ari is broken down into 4 rivers. 4 ways of learning the Ari. One is the Ramchal. Rabbeinu Moshe Chaim Lutzato. Second way is the Gra. The Vilna Gaon. Leshem Shova Achlama. It's his derech. The third way is the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh.
You're saying this what? Is what? It was a what?
And the last way, Ba'anar Revihu Perat, is Rabbeinu HaRash. So the Rashash is only one out of 4 ways. But look at the whole world. Who's most in Kubalim learn? They learned there, and it's the hardest out of all of them. It's the hardest out. You could daven a Shmonaiser with the Rashash Kavanot, 45 minutes. Standing on your feet for 45 minutes. There's 3 Mekubalim in the world right now. They know all the Kavanot of the Rashash by heart. Rabbi Cook? I don't think he does Kavanot of the Rashash.
Rebbe Gadaev does one.
I don't know if it's by heart though.
It's not by heart.
I said by heart.
He's getting there.
So anyways, the Rashash said, all that I got, the power to be the big Mefaresh and the Ariyat Kadosh, only from my Shemirat HaBrit that I did when I was a kid. And Anava, humbleness. It's very hard to be humble, especially when you're smart.
Yeah, Mike.
Chokhmah, it gives the person chayut. He wants to show his chokhmah. You understand? But a person has to know siag lechokhmah shtika. You have to know. That's the real chacham. So the Rashash, so Kavanot HaMikveh. So let's learn a little Kavanot HaMikveh. When a person goes to the mikveh, he has to understand he's not just going to a pool of water. Lahavdil, those cheesemachers, when they want to baptize a person, they take the holy, well, basically the priest, he patulated on it, and he takes some of the water, goes, mutarim lachem, mutarim lachem, mutarim lachem. Everything is mutar now, as long as you believe. That is the limit. Everything is mutar, as long as you believe in the talui. That's their, I'm not making this up. You could do any other around the world, just say, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned, and you're good to go.
Donation. Don't forget
pidyon. Don't forget the pidyon.
Sunday lunch.
Exactly. So that's them. By the Jewish people, a mikveh. We started learning to put the mikveh in the when we were in college. Why the halachot over there? How to make the bor? There's bor tachat bor and bor tzad bor. Ashborin and the Arbaim Se'ah, and what kind of pipe you need. And it has to be the rainwater. And how many rainwater could you mix with regular water to be mevatel the regular water? So many, and it's only one siman, right? Siman reish, two reish and reish, something like reish aleph, reish bet. But siman two, it's only 2 simanim. So hard. I said, listen, you need a major charuta for this thing. You need to mamash learn with something who knows how to do this. It's very tough, very mathematical, very square feet, this, that. Anywho, so when you go to the mikveh, you're not going inside a mikveh. You're not going into a bor. You're not going into a pit. What you're going to, says the Ariyat Kadosh, is in the world of Binah.
Time capsule.
When you step inside a mikveh, you are stepping into the consciousness of Binah. What's the world of Binah in human being terms? Your mom. So going inside a mikveh is going back into the pregnancy state.
To the womb.
To the womb. You're going back inside the womb. The mikveh is called the world of Binah. That's just the pit. The water, the mayim, is orach chokhmah. Is the light of the Father. What does the Father give? The rainwater. He gives the rainwater is the zera. He gives the tipa. That tipa is orach chokhmah. You understand? When you're going inside the mikveh, you have to have Kavanah. In the mayim, I'm leaving everything over there, and I'm coming out a new person.
Pure.
I'm pure. I'm new. I'm not who I was when I stepped in. When I came out, I'm new. Even if you got angry afterwards, you wanted to make ba'ayot with somebody, you went in, you came out, you're new. Now, how do I have that Kavanah? First of all, when you walk inside the mikveh, you have to take all the 6 sides of the mikveh. How 6? North, south, east, west, up, down. You got to take all the sides of the mikveh and put them inside of you. How do you do that? There's names of Hashem that control all the 6 sides. We have it in the Kavanot of the Nanuim. So in the Kavanot HaMikveh is Kavanah. No, you don't say Hoshi'ana. And also don't take your love and the Torah inside the mikveh. So inside the mikveh you have the Kavanot of the Nanuim. How? The right side is Chesed. Chesed. Chesed, the name of Hashem that controls Chesed is Yud, K, Vav.
From right side?
Yeah, that's the right side. Ever seen the mikveh? Some people they go this way, that way. This is what they're having this kavanah. That guy, I don't know what he's doing over there. Yud came up. And what's the next column in the right column after Chesed? What's in the right column after Chesed? There's Chokhmah, Chesed, and
Binah.
that's the left column. What's in the right column? Dot is in the middle.
Right.
Netzach. Netzach. Netzach, it's also the right column. So it also starts with the letter Yud. This is going to be Yud, Vav, and a Hey. You brought inside of you the right column. Now go to the left. In the left you have Gvura and Hod. Gvura is going to be Hey, Vav, Yud. Hod is going to be Hey, Yud, Vav. You bring it to your left. You're preparing your left column to take in Orach Chochmah right now. Then you go to the middle column. What's in the middle? You have over here Tiferet, and Yesod. Tiferet is going to be Vav, Yud, K, and Yesod is going to be Vav, K, Yud. This Kavanah is just the beginning. You brought all the 6 sides in you. You fixed your... Now, how come I didn't have Kavanah, Chochmah, and Bina? That's the Mikveh itself. The Chochmah and Bina, I'm a baby right now. I don't have Chochmah and Bina. I'm in the Mikveh to get my Chochmah and Bina. You get it? You get it?
Yeah, it's the finishing part of the...
So, now that I had this Kavanah, I fixed them. I'm already Kli. I made myself a ready vessel. Now, I have to go inside the essence of the water. How do I do that? What do you say water in Hebrew? Mayim. Mayim is exactly the numerical value of 90. How many yuds make up 90? 9. So I have to have Kavanah. There is 9 yuds that make up the water in the mikveh. 9 yuds that make up the water in the mikveh. Where do these 9 yuds come from? You have to have that Kavanah inside your head. Ab, Sag, Ma, Ben. Exactly. So Ab... Remember these names? Yod, K, Vav, K. How many Yuds is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. The next name is Sag. Yud, K, Vav, K. How many is that? 1, 2, 3. I already have 7 Yuds. Next is Shema. It only has 1 Yud. Yud, K, Vav, K. And the last Shem is Shem Ben. It's also only 1 Yud. Yud, K, Vav, K, that's it, 7, 8, and 9. That makes up the water in the mikveh. Now, how many se'ah of rainwater do I need? 40. How many se'ah? Only the 40, what?
Take the book away.
Only, how many se'ah of rainwater do I need? 40 se'ah. That means out of all 4 names, which one is the main name? Which one has 4 yuds? The what?
The Sag.
No. Sag has 3. Look at the board, guys. You guys are worse than my students in school. Shem Be, Shem Ab. 72. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 yuds make up the 40 se'ah of rainwater. The 40 se'ah in rainwater is the real or ha-chokhmah. And all this rain, if I stand up, you see, gonna see it, or I should erase? All this rain, okay, I'll do it. All this rainwater goes into the world of the Bina, which is the Mikveh itself. That world of the Bina is Shem, it's Gematria Mikveh, Shem Kana, also Gematria Kin'ah, jealousy, also Gematria Kaas.
Top corner.
So, all this, now I'll do it over here. All these 9 yuds, which come from these 4 yuds, go inside the Bina. Mm-hmm. The Bina is this name. Aleph, it's Shem Ekyeh. K, Yud, K. If you're gonna take, it's Shem Ekyeh, right? What did God say to Moshe? He didn't use Shem Havaya, he used Shem, he said go to the mikveh, basically. Spiritual mikveh, go into Mitzrayim, go to the mikveh. You guys are gonna be reborn now. That's why he used Shem Ekyeh with him. This Shem Ekyeh, I spell it out. 151, which is also the numerical value of Mikveh. This is the first page of Kavanot and Mikveh.
When is we breathing?
Is there a printout of this like you could have?
Yeah, you can make it by the
No.
No, you can make it nicely. This is the first page. Now, this Kavanot I just taught you right now, this is the first. There's 3 pages of Kavanot and Mikveh. 3 pages. This is one of the Kavanot and Mikveh. There's many Kavanot and Mikveh. This Kavanah is found in the book Tefillot Lekol HaShana to the Balatanya. The first Rebbe of Chabad he writes this Kavanah down, that he got this Kavanah straight from the Baal Shem Tov's mouth. Straight from his mouth, he got this Kavanah. This Kavanah, you could start with this. That means first you bring the 6 sides of you, of the world inside of you. You prepare yourself. You walk inside the water. When you're in the water, the Mayim is the 9 Yuds. They come from the 4 Yuds. They go inside the Mikveh, which is Shem Kana. If you do that, then you're going to get yourself used to that. You can get ready to do the second page. The second page is going to already be Tikkun Abrit. In the Mikveh, you could do Tikkun Abrit.
Without this, you can't do this.
This is the first page.
Is that what your
Tikkun
father
Abrit is the
said?
second page.
Wait. What was your father saying about the 4 corners of the mikveh,
Oh,
the floor?
that's Eke Havaya Amorah.
Yeah.
How to purify that.
Uh-huh.
That's the second page. The continuation is the Tikkun Abrit, which we're going to learn with Hashem maybe next time.
Okay, no problem.
Because a little bit is good. Too much, you're not going to remember anything. Baruch Adonai Haolam. Amen. Amen. Huh?